Hey guys, it's Jade. I wanted to come on and do my March journal flip. We left off right here in February, so let's go ahead and get started. Here is March 6th. I just journaled about a dream that I had. In the dream, I knew exactly who this person was, but when I woke up, I could not remember, which is very odd for me because I've always had very vivid dreams and I've always pretty much been able to remember everything I dreamed when I woke up. I've kept dream journals off and on since I was probably a teenager, so this perplexed me, so I had to write about it. Next day I was drawing or trying to practice drawing chibis. I want to learn. So, and this is the first one that actually turned out halfway decent. Only thing I don't like about it is the length of the arms is just not even. So, I have to work on that. I'll have to keep that in mind for the my future practicing. And so I drew her. I scanned her into Photoshop, kind of brightened her up a little bit, and then turned her into a sticker on my silhouette and put her in my journal. This day was a shopping day. Excuse me. So I just took some little dimensional sticker shopping bags here and posted them down, and a little silver doily. And when I got back, I was kind of organizing my room and trying to put all the stuff that I've been buying lately from like Hobby Lobby and Michaels and stuff, trying to put it in its place. So here I just did one of those little swirls I like, inspired by Candace Dillhoff. Go check her channel out, guys. I just journaled about my day. Next day, I went with a couple of my cousins back to the movies to see Black Panther again. I loved it just as much as I did the first time. I found a Black Panther chibi online and kind of tried to draw it in reference from that. Only thing didn't like is when I, colored it in black, you kind of lost the other arm there, and I can do a better job on like the highlights. And then it kind of rubbed off over here. I need to go over this in pink again. But next day, well, March 20th, my nephew had a program at school called The Great Blueness, and he was one of the few kids that actually had a speaking part. And his color was yellow. It was a play about colors. His was yellow, which happens to be his favorite color, so I'm glad he got to be yellow. And he was good. He was precise. He projected. I mean, he was excellent. I was very proud. My sister flew in from DC to see it. My brother couldn't believe it. That's my brother's son. And I was like, Jeff, we have one nephew. Of course, we are going to show up and show out for him. So that was great. I was very proud of him, and he did an excellent, excellent job. So the next day, I had another one of those dreams where I dreamed about the person. In the dream, knew exactly who he was. When I woke up, could not remember. So I'm trying to keep a reference of it, I guess, in this journal, just so I know what happens. Maybe one day I'll figure out what it means. I have no idea. So over here, I just put "Don't Wake Me, I'm Dreaming" and drew a little girl sleeping and like a night sky and journaled about, what's going on here. That was March 22nd. The next day, I went back to see Black Panther again. I was actually supposed to go with a cousin and my mom. My cousin couldn't make it. She had some family issues pop up. So me and my mom still went. And I have to say, I really love the Killmonger character. He's not a traditional villain for me, and I actually empathize with him. I didn't care for the way that he went about the things that he went about, but he wasn't wrong in some of the things that he, some of his ideas and ideologies or whatever. So, I just printed this image off the internet, and it's an African proverb. It says, "The child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth." And that pretty much kind of describes Eric Killmonger's character. And again, I just, I really enjoyed his character. I enjoyed all the characters, really, but as a villain, usually you just don't like the villain, but like, I could not like this guy. I could not like him. So anyway, next day I just did kind of a currently on the 25th. That day I was watching that movie Dismissed on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good, guys. I don't know if you remember the Sprouse brothers, Dylan and Cole from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. But Cole is actually playing Jughead on Riverdale, and he's actually my favorite character. And Dylan did that movie Dismiss, and they have turned out to be some really good young adult actors. So check that out if you can. Reading The Glass Lake at the time, thinking I wanted a ginger ale, loving Black Panther and Vikings, of course. You guys know I'm loving that movie and that show. Wanting a Canon selfie and listening to Warrior Falls. The 26th, I just journaled about the book I was reading at the time, and I actually finished it, and it was okay. I mean, it was good enough for me to keep reading, but to me it wasn't a very satisfying book, I should say. But anyway, next day, this is the journal with me I did about Vikings. You guys know I love this show. And I love the Ragnar Lothbrok character. He was very clever and amazing, but he also had so many flaws. But he embraced his flaws, and he knew he was a flawed person, if that makes sense. Anyway, and this was my favorite quote from the series: "Oh, how little piggies will grunt when they hear how the older boar suffered." And yes, the little piggies will grunt. I will not spoil it for those who have not seen it and plan on watching it someday. But I am curious to see how the little piggies go on grunting. Those of you who have watched the show know exactly what I'm talking about. That was the 27th. The next day, I pulled my 3DS out. I hadn't played in a while, and I've had the Majora's Mask game for a long time. I haven't opened it yet, and decided to go ahead and open it. I just was in the mood to play some Zelda. It's my favorite game ever. I've only ever had Nintendo consoles. My brother had a Genesis before, and I used to love to play that. But as for me, if I'm purchasing it, it's gonna be a Nintendo console. I don't get into the rest of this stuff, so I always have to get all the Zelda games. So played that day. The next few days, I had been watching this show on Netflix called On My Block, and I just put a picture of the show there and put it on a journaling card that says, "Sometimes the nitty-gritty details are what make this life so worth living," which is correct for them, because they're like 4 friends who live on the same block. They're kind of in a rough neighborhood, but they're more than just friends. They're like family, and they fight, they make up, they go through some heavy stuff together or whatever. But it's just so good, and the best thing about it is hilarious. I mean, I was laughing so hard. I'm surprised I didn't wake anybody up. Really good show. Last day, this was Easter weekend, did a little shopping at Michael's and Joann. Ended up having to have my phone replaced because my battery was swelling in my other one. And they said that minimum it would take $300 to be fixed. And I'm like, if I'm going to pay that, I might as well just get a new phone. So I got the latest iPhone. I'm an iPhone girl because I have an iPad and I'm just used to it. So I just stick with what I know. Maybe next time I'll venture out and get a Samsung and see if I like it. But for now, I just got the new iPhone. And here, so I journaled about it, put down some acrylic paints, a couple stickers here in the corner, and did some stenciling, some butterflies here. And here, I just put cut down one of those clear Target pockets and stuck it here. And what I like about it is I can still see my journaling here. And I can stick my receipt for that phone there, so I'll remember. If anything goes wonky or wrong, there's my receipt. So that is it for March, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate you liking and subscribing if you already haven't. And I will see you in my next journal flip video, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.